Let's talk about the functioning of kidney. The basic function of kidney is urine formation, and it takes place in three steps. And the very first step is pressure filtration. Blood enters the glomerulus through renal artery, from renal artery into arterioles, and from arterioles into glomerulus. This is the pathway of blood from renal artery into arterioles and then into glomerulus. The pressure of blood is so high that most of the water, glucose, salts, and urea is absorbed into the Bowman's capsule, the cup shaped structure. Okay, and at this point, the filtrate is called the glomerular filtrate. Let's talk about the second step of the urine formation, that is selective reabsorption. In this step, 99% of the filtrate is reabsorbed. Okay, in this step, selective reabsorption, 99% of the filtrate is reabsorbed into blood capillaries which is surrounding the nephron. Okay, through different processes like osmosis, active transport, or diffusion. If we talks about the reabsorption of salts, it takes place through active transport. If we talks about the reabsorption of water, it takes place through osmosis. Now let's talk about the reabsorption of different things like water, salts, glucose, and urea. Here, proximal convoluted tubule reabsorbed some water and most of the glucose. Okay, and if we talks about the loop of Henle is basically consists of two parts: the descending loop of Henle and ascending loop of Henle. The descending loop of Henle allows the reabsorption of water, and ascending loop of Henle allows the reabsorption of salt. If we talks about the last part, that is the distal convoluted tubule, it allows the reabsorption of water. Okay, proximal convoluted tubule, some salts and most of the glucose. Salts through, some water and most of the glucose. And if we talks about the descending loop of Henle, it allows the reabsorption of water. If it talks about the ascending loop of Henle, it allows the reabsorption of salt. If it talks about the distal convoluted tubule, it allows the reabsorption of water. It's all about the second step. Now let's talk about the third step, that is tabular secretion. Now let's talk about the third step, that is called the tabular secretion. Okay, different ions, creatinines, and urea from blood is secreted into the filtrate which is present in renal tubule. The filtrate which is present in renal tubule is now called the urine. Okay, and these different things like ions, creatinines, and urea from blood are secreted in this filtrate which is present in renal tubule, is just to maintain the normal pH of blood. Okay, and now at this stage the filtrate which is present in renal tubule is called the urine, which just move into the collecting duct, and from collecting duct towards the pelvis. It's all about the third step.